Hi, I'm Nikki, and this morning I got a laser facial and a chemical peel, my first chemical peel, actually.
Hi, I'm Carina, and this morning I got what they called a diamond glow and a hydrofacial.
Hi, I'm Natalie, and I fell asleep in my makeup last night. I did not have a facial.
Well, if you've been here in Salt Lake with us, you would have gotten a facial. So it's a matter of location more than anything else.
I wish I was there with you guys.
No, get in the car.
Ugh.
We
I
could
know
be
if I
here.
wasn't leaving for Hawaii on Tuesday, I'd be like, yeah, for sure, come for at least a week.
I think if I wasn't going to Seattle soon, I would go
Oh, when are you leaving for that?
Wednesday.
Yeah, it's just funny. The timing has been crazy
Yeah.
because I just saw Natalie, the two of us saw each other in DC, and Nikki has been here in Utah.
Have I? Or have I been in DC as well? I decided that I wanted to pretend like I was there. And so I made some AI photographs of me taking selfies in front of the Lincoln Memorial and taking selfies in front of the Washington Monument and sent them to them, being like, I'll see you guys tonight. Can't wait. It's going to be so great. And then pretended like I went to the wrong bar. And I did, in fact, put on my computer to play music as if I were in a bar and stood in your shower, Karina, and pretended like I was at the wrong bar because that's the kind of stuff that I get up to when you guys are not with me.
It's just really funny. And like, then we just barely saw each other all in Phoenix, but then I'm on the road again. I mean, I came home yesterday and I'm on the road again in 3 days. And then it sounds like Natalie's on the road again in 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
And
Nikki,
then I
you're
will,
on the road again in 7 days.
yeah, I'm going to drive back to Wisconsin for some Mother's Day time in,
Mm.
yeah, next Friday.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, like, kind of all seeing each other, but also just all over the place, the three of us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, April's a busy month for you guys. It is not it's a busy month in terms of like tasks I need to accomplish, but you guys are all over the
Yeah.
world this month.
Which maybe explains why I feel so overwhelmed right now. And I'm not even a huge overwhelmed person, but I literally feel like I'm drowning. I feel like I could bust into tears at any moment. I feel like I can't keep up. I am just, I don't know, it's like I can't breathe.
Oh,
Are
honey.
you just working around the clock, Natalie, or are you having some breaks?
I'm definitely having some breaks. I stayed up later than normal last night working. It just feels like there are big things I need to accomplish and I need to make headway, but I'm barely making headway because there's all these little things that come up. Like I was just in DC for a conference. Well, I needed to go to that conference to learn what's happening in the geriatric world and to get my continuing education. And then next week is Seattle for a conference. And then it's like, when am I supposed to get work done? And it feels like everybody needs you. Everybody wants you. Everybody's contacting you. And it's like, but when do I work? And then to keep up with podcasts and keep up with emails and keep, it's just like, I can't.
Hmm. I hear
Ugh.
that. I know that I've gotten to that place when the words in my head are everyone wants a piece of me. Everyone
Yeah.
wants a piece of me.
Yeah. What I just feel like I don't want to talk to anybody. I'm like, can everybody just leave me alone? That's how I know I'm like really on the verge of, this is not good.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get overwhelmed very often, but I did the second day of the conference I was at. And I think it's just because I got a lot of dreary news. And all of that news led me to think I thought I was kind of at the end of this thing that I was working on. I was like, okay, we're going to get everything turned in and we're good. And now I'm like, oh, Karina, you're going to be in this for the next 2 years, like still.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
And I think it's more of the upset of feeling like, okay, we're at the end. Oh, but we're at the beginning of the next thing.
Yeah,
Like
it's like you just got to the top of the mountain and you realize there's a whole nother mountain that's even higher and you have to go climb it.
like you
Yes.
just hit only the first lookout.
Yes,
That's and you
exactly.
thought it was the top of the mountain. I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
yes, we've hit it. No, it was the first lookout.
right. But
Yeah.
if you had known that, would you have even started and done it? Like sometimes it protects us to not know what we're getting into. Otherwise, I feel like, oh my gosh, are we going to really embark on this? I don't know.
I don't think I think I would have embarked on it, but I wish I had known what I know today because I would have done it differently. It's kind of like, okay, we'll use the mountain analogy. You're walking up the mountain and you figure out by the time you get to that first lookout, you look down, you're like, I took the steepest part. I could have gone on this other path that would have just
Mm,
been a little bit easier and probably better, but oh, I just took the steepest route and now that screwed me over. And as I look up, I'm like, I don't know what the best route to go forward is going to be because I'm now in a really weird spot where I'm just have to stay on the steep path.
mm,
But that's the perpetual problem, right? With anything is that you don't know what you don't know. So you only have that wisdom in hindsight, you know? But I mean, thank God we didn't know how hard business was when we got
mm,
into it, you know?
mm.
Like to know how much it was going to challenge us professionally, challenge us personally, like shake our lives upside down sometimes. I don't think people, and I think that's part of why people are like, I'm so business. And then they get into it and they go, oh, I think that's why there's so few people that actually stick with it because it takes, there are times it takes everything that you've got.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know if I have a solution for you since I think it's something that we all,
Yeah,
you
I'm not
know,
sure this is a solution thing. I honestly think maybe some really good sleep. Oh, and then the other thing
mm,
is when I'm feeling this way, it's like the little things start to be big things. Like, for instance, my house is a mess. My laundry, my kitchen, my bed. I'm just like, and so then I get annoyed that I can't even have the peace and comfort of my home, you
mm-hmm.
know? And I just get into this spiral. Again, this doesn't happen often, but I'm really feeling it right now. Um, and then I struggle because I feel like I should be grateful. I look at what I'm complaining about. Look at what I'm overwhelmed about. I'm overwhelmed by opportunity. I'm overwhelmed by people wanting to collaborate, by people wanting to talk, by all of these really wonderful things. Then I get sucked into a almost um like, how dare you, Natalie, even get to this point? Like, you should be so grateful that this is your life.
I
So I
think
have
it's
like that thing.
I think it's totally valid to be overwhelmed by wonderful things. You
Yeah.
know, overwhelmed, effectively, you're overwhelmed by opportunity. It's still
Yeah.
too much stuff. It's still more stuff than you can handle, and might even be in some ways it's extra hard because at least when it's projects where you can go, all right, I'm not going to start this one now. I know I need to start
Yeah.
this. I want to start this project, but I don't really want to do this project anyway, so I'm going to put it off. But when it's all wonderful things, it's extra hard to prioritize and extra hard to say no. And especially in an industry like the everything that you do helps people, which
Yeah.
makes it that much harder to say no to anything
Right.
because anything that you don't do
Yeah.
is not helping people. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But of course, if you don't help yourself first, if you don't
Right.
put on your own oxygen mask first, nobody gets
Exactly.
helped.
Right. It's like we know all these things and we've been here, we'll get through it, it'll get better, but it's still like when you're in the thick of it, it's miserable.
You
So
do need a good night of sleep, though.
I do.
Everything is so much worse with bad sleep.
Right. I agree. I agree.
Speaking of sleep, I mean, I probably am overwhelmed and don't even realize it because I told Nikki the dream that I had last night. It was a dream that I went to my friend Jamie Preston, who lives near me. She's always an adventuresome person. And she was like, I'm going on a trip to Antarctica. I need you to come with me. And I was like, of course, I'll come help any way I can. But we get down there, and for whatever reason, it was like a village. There were all these houses and suburbia, apparently in Antarctica, on the snow. But like every time we would climb, we'd have to climb on these houses, and then like the snow would break off and the house would go under. We'd like be scrambling to get to the next piece of ice. We're like trying to keep on land basically, but like the ice and the snow kept like breaking down and falling into the ocean, and I was just like scrambling trying to keep up, and there's lots of us, like lots of people trying to do this. It was really weird. And then Nikki was like, I know what that means. I was like, what does that mean? What did you say, Nikki?
It's you can't find stable footing. You're trying to find everything feels unpredictable and feels unstable, and you think it's going to be stable, and you stand on it, and then all of a sudden it's unstable, which is effectively what the takeaway from your university meeting last week, or
Yeah,
not
so we
meeting, but
we got
assembly.
a kind of like a State of the Union. That's what happens at these meetings we go to, and we go through all, not all, but the major bills that have uh impact on post-secondary education. And there was enough disturbing things that have happened in the last little bit that I felt like I had to re-strategize like our entire plan for uh like considering any number of things in relation to the government. And it it made me take two steps back on how big or how little I might make this university, because if the government is involved, then we are going to have to take some drastic steps. And I think that's not overwhelm. I think it's just feeling like, how do I ever, how does anyone ever found a university when the government changes every 4 years
Mm-hmm.
and the players change often within, and this is
Mm-hmm.
not even related to actual political parties, it's within the politics themselves. So yeah, so like when Nikki said that, I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Like I'm trying to climb and I keep getting on pieces of ice that are just falling into the ocean.
So, do you two think that dreams have meaning?
Yeah.
I think that they are often, yeah, symbolic meaning. For me, I wish that I had like prophetic dreams. I wish sometimes I just have stupid dreams based on what happened in the day, but my dreams are almost always metaphoric.
Yeah, and it seems like maybe when we are more overwhelmed and anxious, it reflects in our dreams.
Mm-hmm.
So yesterday I was listening to a podcast and there's this neuroscientist out of Stanford and he part of the podcast was about dreams. And it was very interesting. He thinks he has discovered why humans dream in the first place. So
Mm-hmm.
basically when our brains our different areas of our brains are responsible for different things. So we have like a visual processing area of our brain. And when you are born and you are blind, you still have a visual processing area of your brain. However, as you aren't getting visual input, other parts of the brain starts taking over. So maybe that becomes more of a motor focus or a sensory focus or something like that, right? So that's the reason we dream is because in just 60 minutes of no visual input, you'll start to lose that access to your brain and other parts will come over. So the reason we dream because we see it is like it's protecting our brain to keep the visual processing centers alive. I'm like, wow, that's really fascinating. And then the podcast guy is like, so what do you make of our dreams? Like, do they mean anything? And he's just flat out, no. I'm like, what? Like, I'm overwhelmed. And last night I had a dream of a girl I went to high school with who her and her whole family um, died in a house fire and only the dog survived. And I saw the headline and I'm like, you can't tell. Would I be having that dream if I wasn't so overwhelmed? The night before, I had a dream that a friend of mine said, I don't tell you the truth. I tell you what you want to hear, not the truth.
Whoa,
And so, like,
whoa.
I'm just thinking, I just have a hard time believing, I don't know if there's really been studies on this or what, but he was just so clear. He didn't back it up with any evidence, but, do dreams have significance? And it was like, no. And I remember at a specific part of my life where I made a really big decision and I felt a huge relief for the first time in a really long time. I had like 3 nights of like the most amazing dreams. I'm like, it
Mhm.
has to be tied to how we're feeling in some.
Well, I find his whole thing like I know exactly why people dream. Okay, well, okay, first of all, no, you don't because you can't prove it. But second of all, and no, they have no meaning. Like, you, dude, what do you know? Like, and also you're a scientist, so you can't prove any of that. So shut the hell up. No, I
Yeah.
agree. I used to have dreams for like probably years. I tend to have recurring dreams, and I
Hmm.
had dreams for years. I might have told you guys this that I had a kid or I had a baby, and I would like go away for the weekend and forget that I had a child, and then at a certain point I'd be like, oh, and like have to go home and like I remember once I left the baby in like the footwell of the passenger seat of a car for the weekend, or like I used to have this dream all the time. In fact, I had it so often that I was like, I'm actually a little worried about watching my friends' children, because what if I forget about them?
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as I started my business, the dream stopped.
Interesting.
There was something in me that knew that there was something else I was supposed to be working on, but that I was just not making a priority, that there was a a new project to be born that I was ignoring, basically. And as soon as I focused on that, I haven't had that dream in, well, what, 15 years now, but I used to have it
Wow.
all the time. Like,
Do you
so,
have recurring dreams, Karina? Like a recurrent theme?
Not very many. Like I
Mm-hmm.
think I've had it like one where I've like had it a couple of times, but
Mm-hmm.
not really very many. Most of mine are unique, and I will say this, I think anyone who dreams, because here's the other thing. So, I got a diagnosis in January of sleep apnea, and it's because I hadn't had any dreams for about 2 years. And I think it's because I wasn't sleeping because I was waking up so often. So, like, I don't think I'd had REM cycles for a couple of years. I thought I was just stressed out. Turns out I wasn't breathing at night. And I feel very strongly that dreaming is a processing
mhm,
situation because often I will go to bed with a very important dilemma that I need to fix. And sometimes it's things I'm not even sure I was thinking, oh, that's something I need to fix, but it'll come to me and I will dream about it or be trying to work it out throughout
Mm-hmm.
the night. I get like I wake up thinking about it, trying, and in the morning, it's like I've settled into what the solution or multiple solutions need to be. This happens to me so often. There is no way that the dreaming and the way that our brains work, to me, it's doing something very specific because I've gotten too many solutions. I mean, the whole idea of you need to go sleep on it. There's a
Mm-hmm.
reason for that. That's not just happening to me. That's happening to lots of people.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a term for it which escapes me entirely, but lets your brain work on the problem in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Even just working on something and then walking away and coming back to it, you have a better chance of getting the solution to that. No, I totally agree, because like just the other day, I told Carina that I had a dream while I was up in Bear Lake. I'm down obviously in Salt Lake now, but I was up at Bear Lake for what, a couple of weeks, at Carina's house in Bear Lake. But I had a dream, that pink suit she has, Natalie.
Yeah, yeah.
I had a dream that I was, oh, maybe I meant to mention this over Marco Polo, but I had a dream that I was wearing Karina's pink suit and was like heading into the city and was going to drive, but then I decided not to drive. And then I was going to walk, but I fell into a storm drain and like I was okay. But then and then I was like, oh, I'll just never get to town this way. So I just went home. And so I use ChatGPT for dream interpret. I use Claude for work and ChatGPT for dream interpretation. And I'm like, I could probably figure this out on my own, but why? Let me give you something to do there, ChatGPT. Oh, that's probably the exact wrong one. We probably do not want to be giving OpenAI access to our dreams and subconscious. Like that's probably the exact wrong company to do that. Anyway, but it was like you are trying to by putting on, and it asked me some questions about Karina. And I was like, well, Karina's an amazing person, but she's also like the most effective business person I know. Like she's just always getting stuff done, and she's so on the ball. And it was like, well, you putting on her suit is you trying to operate the way that she does, and you not being able to do that, and kind of having to find your own way to and I was like, oh, because effectively that's kind of what being in Bear Lake, like sequestering myself up at the Bear Lake house for, I thought it was going to be the month of April, more on that in a moment, but it was me trying to be like, okay, I'm going to be so ultra productive, I'm going to get so much stuff done, it's going to be incredible. And did I get stuff done? Yes, absolutely. And I'm glad I did. And again, thank you for letting me stay at your second home. Also, thank you for letting me stay at your third home. I mean, your first, well, you kind of
I
have three
guess
homes.
this is our
First,
third
third.
home.
Yeah. In
The
the
barn, the
third home.
cottage.
Yes. Yes. And, letting me walk through your first home. But I was getting stir crazy and, I think you were like, why don't you just come down here and stay down here? Because you're clearly losing your mind, kid.
Well, the thing about you being up there though too, which is so fascinating because I think both of you guys just think I work around the clock, is that even I can't do more than I think at most I've done 3 days up there by myself, and I do power through. Like I do a 16-hour day, I sleep, I work, I sleep, I work. And it's when I'm under duress, like right, I'm under a mega deadline for the university or whatever. Um, but I don't think I could do more than 5 days of that before I need human interaction. I need a break, and which says a lot because I even think about we're taping this episode on Friday, and typically Josh and I go on a date at 3:30 or 4 p.m. on Fridays. Why? Because by that time I'm feeling very done with work and I just need a break. And
Mm.
so I think all human beings just need a break, and the one of the best ways to take a break is with another human being.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
know, so
And
Nick and
it's
I locked that in by watching 6 episodes of a show last night.
whoopsie. And sorry, Josh. I know that you were like, "Oh, my wife's home. Yeah, I get to spend some quality time." No, your wife is going to spend some quality time with me. I'm like every husband and boyfriend's worst nightmare because I'm sorry, boys, I'm just a lot of fun and they're gonna want to hang out with me. Every husband and boyfriend is like, "Damn it, Nikki's coming to town. I can't compete." No, you can't. No, you can't.
Are you
Number
going
one.
on a date with Karina and Josh tonight, Nikki?
They are going out on their own. I think probably it's for the best because Josh might break down into tears if I didn't let them go on their own. No, but we did go out last night for Felicity's birthday. Went out and got sushi and then got cake and went to Barnes and Noble together. It's just me hanging out with
Oh,
the fam, you know.
I love that.
Just like I was funny to have Nikki with us because I was like, this is our birthdays. Like we went to dinner, we went to Nothing Bundt Cake and picked up cakes. We went to Barnes and Noble and the kids just all went and bought books. And then we went
Delightful.
home and blew out a candle. And then Nikki and I watched 6 episodes of something. Everybody just, Felissa went out with a friend. Siri had to go back down to school. And Charlie was just so happy to have the phone because I had taken it with me to DC. So, and then Josh read a book. And then also we were laughing. Nikki and I were laughing because at some point, it was probably like 10 p.m. We're still watching our show, and Josh showed up upstairs. He showed up in the barn. He was like, "Hey guys." And I think neither of us realized.
I was like, "Oh, come in, watch the show."
I think that was him being like, "Hey, come to bed, Karina."
Yeah. Like
I kind of ignored him and watched the show.
I forget that human men have needs, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, great. Just come in and watch the show." That's like, "Oh, did you not get to see your wife for a week?" Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Again, the worst nightmare of husbands and boyfriends everywhere. C'est moi.
Anyway, so we're going on a date tonight, and we were kind of texting on a couple of things, so he knows he gets a date tonight.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Will
But I
there
got a Carina
be
date this
parking
morning.
lots involved?
Canyons and parking lots.
Not tonight, no. Anyway, that was fun to have Nikki at the at our birthday bash, our very mellow birthday bash. I don't know what other families do for birthdays, but ours is pretty nerdy, is what I'll say.
It's adorable. Like, first of all, dinner. I feel like that's what families do, dinner out. But then, like, cake and Barnes and Noble. I mean, that's delightful.
I
It
think
was.
it's like a perfect representation of your family, like the
Mhm.
values and what's important. Like the family is the most important, so going out together, spending that quality time together, going
Mm-hmm.
to Barnes and Noble, like your kids are obviously smart, they are curious. Like that's just, it's so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I
That's
mean,
very sweet.
the excuse was we're going to Hawaii next week, get a book for the beach. So, and what started as one book, I think Sir
Oh, they
and
all left with
Bliss.
like three, like at least.
It was pretty fun. So, yeah, that was really good. Okay, going back to the dream thing, have you
Hmm.
guys ever had a dream that you were like, whoa, what does that mean?
Like all the time.
Yeah, I don't think I remember anything specifically, but yeah, I think certainly mine. Yeah.
I mean,
I
I
just
could
think
just
it's
pull up GPT and we can go through my
I
history.
know, really.
I
On February 12th, 2025, my dream was this.
I just think it's interesting. Well, but like, if you didn't have history on it, like, I think it's interesting when you talk or think about the dreams you've had, which ones actually stick, like ones that we actually
Mm,
remember.
yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
I was just thinking about, I had a dream when I was younger that no, I think this was early in my marriage to Josh. I had a dream where one of my legs was like an inch shorter than the other one. So I was having
Hmm.
trouble walking, like, so I was kind of wobbling. And
Interesting.
so when I look that up, it means that you feel like you're not on equal footing, clearly, right? And you
Mm.
feel like things are off balance in your life. And I do think, I want to say I had this dream while I was working on my PhD. And
But this is similar to the dream you just had with the ice things, too.
yeah, kind of
Mhm.
interesting, right?
Hmm.
That happened during my doctorate because I was working on my doctorate. Josh was working on his law degree. We had multiple callings at church, and we had one child at that time. And
Mhm.
it just felt, that was a time where I felt so overwhelmed. I mean, new mom, also doing a doctorate. I don't recommend that to anybody.
No, that sounds
And
awful.
a husband in law school, which was it was just, I look back at that time and I think maybe that's why I feel like it's not a big deal to run a university or start a university, because that was so hard. Being a
Mm.
mom is really hard, like especially a new mom. And so like there's really nothing else that can kind of compares to that. So that plus the doctorate, I mean that sent me over the edge. Oh, that was
Mm.
also when we were going to court against my dad for
Mm.
abuse. So I think
Hmm.
there was like just a lot of things going on.
Mm.
So, but interesting, the analogy is different. Like my own foot being short versus me, like the land in my
Mhm.
dream last
It's
night,
out of
where
your control.
it's out of my control. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
totally out of my control. Like I'm just scrambling to stay on land while everything is falling into the ocean. And I felt like it was, ironically, yes, did I feel stressed about it? But I also felt like I wasn't going to die. Like I was just like,
Hmm.
I'm just going to go to the next piece. I'm just going to go to the next piece. It's going to be fine.
Hmm.
I'm, you know?
Well, when
Which
it's
lines up,
external, oh, sorry, go ahead.
no, it lines up perfectly with what you're saying with all the regulations that are out of
Hmm.
your
Mhm.
control. And it's like, of course, you're going to get through it.
Well,
But
and when it's external, you can rely on yourself, but the landscape is, but when
mhm,
it's one of your legs is a little bit, you're maybe worried that you can't keep up, that you
mhm,
can't rely on yourself, or you can't, yeah, rely on yourself, I guess.
That's
mm,
interesting though, don't you think? What about you guys?
Hmm.
Have you had a dream that you're like, oh, I remember this dream?
I mean, I don't know if I have any odd dreams, but I do. I mean, I have recurring dreams. Like I have a dream regularly that I can't find my way back to my hotel room. It's not my house, it's my hotel room. Sometimes I'm naked, often I'm not. But it's also it's not, I don't feel anxious in the dream. I just feel like, oh, why can't I feel like I don't feel scared in dream. I haven't had a nightmare in probably 30 years. I don't feel scared in dreams. Sometimes I feel a little stressed out. Sometimes I feel angry. Have I murdered in dreams? Yes. I have. I have.
And
Sometimes
who did you
I
murder?
know, right? No, not anyone real, but yeah, I definitely murdered in dreams. Um, I'm dig into that one, ChatGPT. Again, not information that I want to feed into the open AI system. Um, but but yeah, the because I just had that one again like last week or something where I couldn't I was off some doing something and just couldn't find my way back to my hotel room. So I have that one.
Did you even have that though when you owned a house?
Oh yeah, I mean I've had that one for a long time. I
So
can't remember.
we can't say this is a new thing, like, where you don't actually have a home right now, where
No,
you're like
no,
kind of.
and because it's not about, and it's a hotel room, right? It's not my house. It's a
Hmm.
hotel room. So there's some kind, it's a temporary place. I don't know. ChatGPT had some thoughts about it. And I was like, maybe, I don't know. It didn't ring true the way sometimes it does. But yeah, that one I have. I mean, I think I've had that ever since I've been an adult effectively.
I remember one of your dreams.
Do you?
It involves
Are
a
you in my
tiny,
head?
it involves a tiny horse.
Right. all I remember, do you remember anything else about it? I just remember it was a very, very tiny horse. Like the ones that you see. I love my mother to pieces, but she sends me these videos and I'm like, you know that horses this size don't exist, right? It's like a 12-inch horse. And she's like, look at how cute these tiny horses are. Look at this video. I'm like, those aren't real. Those are not real horses. And I get it. It's very confusing because they look very real, but like these are 12-inch horses. In my dream, it was like a 12, 16, 18-inch horse. I
I
don't
wish
remember
I could
anything else
remember
about it.
its
Do you
name
remember?
because you had a name. You
I
named it.
did.
It was almost like a dog, wasn't it? You
It
were
was like the
petting
size of a
it.
dog, but it was, I don't remember anything.
What was the point of that tiny horse? That's what I want to
We were
remember.
That
in
is a,
Amsterdam when you had it.
yeah. I don't, not all of my dreams have points. Some of them metaphors and some of them are like, well, that's just weird. What a nut. What is going on in this girl's brain? Tiny ponies? Yeah, I don't, I know if I
I
had any.
feel like Natalie and I veer more on the anxious side when it comes to our dreams. I don't
Mhm.
have a lot of lovely dreams.
Oh, it's too bad.
I could count on one hand lovely dreams, specifically three. That's it.
Like
I
in
just there
life.
yeah.
Wow, that's
I do think
terrible.
I think that's the case for PTSD and
Mm,
abuse and stuff. I
mm.
do
That
think
makes
that there's a
sense.
lot with that because when I Josh has great dreams like almost every night.
Oh my
He
gosh.
talks about how awesome they are. He like loves them. He always remembers them. And I for years I'd be like I hate dreaming. I hate dreaming because I had so many nightmares. And
Mm,
so and could I tell you what happens in these nights? No, but I just remember fear and anxious
mm,
and so dreaming was not something I really loved. But I will say over the last, I would say 8 or 9 years, I have much fewer nightmares and far more just like that's that's weird.
Hmm.
yeah, I dream pretty much, I feel like every night. I can remember my dreams more often than not.
Hmm.
So,
I don't. I forget about mine right away, I think.
and mine are so detailed, like to the littlest, tiniest thing. I don't know.
Interesting.
Hmm.
Natalie,
Yeah.
can you think of a really weird one
Oh man.
or willing to share
I know
one?
that you want to share.
I mean, I don't know about weird. They're all just kind of anxious or some of them are horrible. But like I have two recurring dreams. One is I'm in my car and I'm driving and I'm approaching a stop light and it's turning red and I can't stop the car.
Oh, I
So
have that one
I
once
just
in a
keep
while.
going. And then the other recurring dream is I'm showing up for a marathon and I arrive and I'm late. Everybody has already gone. And so I'm trying to find the route and get on course. And I'm like lost trying to look for where the race course is. Those are
That would
like
be a
recurring
nightmare to
ones.
show up for a marathon. That's the nightmare in itself.
Yeah, but like in terms of like horrible things, last night was a little bit unique in that it was about another friend having
Mhm.
died with her whole family and the dog surviving. Um, but usually it's somehow I'm very much involved in it. So I don't know.
Mhm.
I'm sure a psychologist other than Natalie would have a field day with this episode.
Feel
Probably.
free advice taken. We have fan mails turned on.
We've been alternate. Yeah, stop inundating us with all of your fan mail,
This is, and to
guys.
wrap it all up, this is part of the reason I am so overwhelmed. Our audience is just inundating us with the requests and the sponsorships and the collabs and the fan mail. Like, we just can't keep up, okay? So,
It's too
like,
much, guys. It's too much.
we
It's kind
know
of like
you
when we
love
get
us.
stopped on the streets, too. I
Oh my
mean,
gosh, the
can't
amount
go
of time
anywhere.
people stop and they're like, oh my gosh, are you from the Unfiltered-ish podcast? I'm like, oh, yes. Like, will you sign this? I'm like, oh, my hand is like so cramping from the amount of autographs I've been giving. But
So tired of taking selfies of people. Like, we
I would
love our
not be so
fans.
overwhelmed if it wasn't for the popularity of this podcast.
Such a great point. Oh my gosh, that makes so much sense. How do you have time to fit in work?
Oh,
The sarcasm is so real.
I know. As I'm saying this, I'm like, I'm gonna go look up our stats.
Stats are two. You've had two people listen. Like, I don't care. I don't care.
We're doing
I
good. We're
will.
doing good.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, you done? You guys, we're just done. This is the
We're done.
end of this
Let's
topic.
do another
Have
one.
we made you feel any less overwhelmed?
Oh, just talking with you guys always makes me feel better.
Friends do help, but truly,
Hmm.
like, go to bed early. Use that magnesium spray that
Oh,
Clarita
yes, I
gave
will.
us.
Yes, I will.
Clarita, want to be our first corporate sponsor? Just kidding. We'll just mention it anyway. Clarita's magnesium spray from Claridad. Really, really good. Every
Claridad,
time I use it, I
Claridad.
sleep through the night. Actually,
Okay.
Carina, let me know and I'll spray you before you go to bed.
She comes in my room with Josh and I in there. She's like, stay, spray. I'm like, you
Again,
might as well go do
every
all the
husband
kids
and
while you're at
boyfriend's worst nightmare.
I'm like, you might as well go do all the kids while you're at it. She like stops in Felicity's room. She stops in Charlie's
She
room.
stops at Thunder.
My Gardner family.
She's like our own personal like tooth fairy or something.
The magnesium fairy. Yeah. All right. So just don't be surprised when I come into your bedroom tonight and start spraying you with stuff. You're welcome.